Alright guys, welcome back. This is Bad Senator. So today I'm going to tell you about the Democrats' path to 51 seats in the United States Senate. I did a video on how they get 218 seats in the House. Now I'm going to do it for the Senate. Now this is going to be a different kind of video. I'm going to tell you how Democrats can win in each state rather than saying look at how many states or seats in the region they need to pick up. And I will start by saying this is going to be very tough for the Democrats. They have so many vulnerable incumbents, very few GOP targets. They need 2 pickups or a net gain of 2 seats, and there's only 3 really vulnerable Republican targets, but like 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 vulnerable Democrats, and if one of them loses then they need to get 3. So it's going to be very tough, and I'll reiterate that for you. So in Florida right now, Rick Scott's leading in the polls. In Indiana, Mike Braun's leading. In North Dakota, Kevin Cramer's leading. Oops, that's 51 seats. Democrats lose the Senate in that scenario. So it's not looking good for them right now. So they can definitely still win the Senate, though. Here's what I think the Democrats' path to 51 in the Senate is. So first off, they would need to do 4 out of these 5 things. So the first thing they need to do is have the Trump Democrats, the Trump state Democrats, they really need to work really, really hard. So the Democrats need to donate a lot of money to these guys, and these guys need to get a lot of money, and they need to use that money to really push a message of bipartisanship. You'd be like, okay, I'm a Democrat, but I have a bipartisan voting record, and I'm going to work for you in the Senate like I have before, and that's going to get some Trump voters over to their side. And that's what they really need to do. They need to kind of like do commercials like Joe Donnelly is doing right now, where he's kind of like in rural areas and doing campaign ads, kind of like making inroads, doing a lot of stuff you'd probably see Republicans doing. I think you could watch his ad. I think his ad on his YouTube channel is called Navigation. Ads like that really appeal to each local and state populace, because like you do like stuff, you appeal to each local issue, because all these states, West Virginia, Indiana, Missouri, North Dakota, Montana, they're all different, and Democrats would need to campaign accordingly in order to win those states. So that's what they need to do. The second thing they need to do is get a grassroots campaign in Florida and Nevada, a really ground operation in those 2 states. So those 2 states, Clinton's on the ground operation, the ground game, won them Nevada and almost won them Florida. And so that's what they need to do. They need to get a good ground game going, get rallies against Rick Scott and Dean Heller. And you'll probably tell if that's happening based on like early voting, because early voting, that's a good indicator of how well one's ground game is working. The third thing they need to do is Bob Menendez really needs to try to go after Bob Hugin. So New Jersey, if you don't know about Bob Menendez, the reason why that seat isn't safe is because, number one, Bob Menendez was indicted on corruption trial, and 2, Bob Hugin has a lot of money to spend against him. So perhaps the blueness of the state in a pro-Democrat year can carry Menendez to victory by itself, but it might not. And Menendez would need to go after Hugin a lot. And Bob Menendez would need to kind of like dodge Hugin's attacks on his corruption. He would really need to try to regain the trust of New Jersey people. That's what he needs to do. He needs to regain the New Jersey people's trust. That's going to be hard for him. But if he can even do that just a little bit, he's probably going to win, given New Jersey's Democrat tilt in a pro-Democrat year. The fourth thing is for Kelly Ward to either win the GOP primary or Martha McSally to win and Kyrsten Sinema ground gaming her. So even if Kyrsten Sinema doesn't really run a good ground game, if Kelly Ward wins the GOP primary, Sinema's already pulling 10 points ahead of her. So I think she'd definitely win in that scenario. Even if McSally wins the primary, a good ground game will still put Sinema in there. And the fifth thing they need to do is for Phil Bredesen to really make inroads with Trump voters. So Phil Bredesen was the two-term governor. He won by almost 66%, I believe, in 2006 when he ran for re-election as governor. And like some of these states in here, the Montanas, North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, West Virginia, he needs to make inroads with these people. But instead of really highlighting his bipartisan voting record, he needs to use his success as governor of Tennessee to say, look, I've fought for you before. I'm going to fight for you in the Senate. Vote for me. And again, his state is very different from some of these other states, and he needs to campaign accordingly. We need unique campaigns from Democrats in the 6 Trump states. And if Phil Bredesen can do that, he'd probably win in Tennessee. So if Democrats can do 4 of those 5 things, then the Senate is a very real possibility for them. So I hope this video informed you. I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.